All right. Getting everything situated. I think we're ready. Gonna get my little pillow. All right. Good evening, and how's everybody doing? It's a beautiful evening. It's a hot day here in Maine, and pretty much everywhere, I think. So it's been a little while since I've done this meditation, and I decided I wanted to call this one gratitude to keep our vibration high. And the reason I wanted to call it that is because we're still in the midst of this powerful, shifting, this time of moving into 5D, consciousness, which we're not there yet, right? Um, and this time period that we're in between the summer solstice and 8/8, which is known as the Lion's Gate, August 8th, is a really powerful time for activation, for receiving. There's a lot of light that's coming at us. And while this seems like a great thing, maybe on the surface, like, oh, so much light, it's love, we love light, right? It can be quite challenging because what light does is illuminates the shadows. So the light shines on anything that has been hidden, that has not come into the light. So the way that can show up for a lot of us is, a lot of ego stuff, a lot of old traumas, old negative, thoughts, associations, patterns, stuff that we thought we dealt with a long time ago, that we thought we took care of a long time ago, can come back up again. And, there's a financial squeeze that's being put on us. There's still, the after effects of the COVID narrative, and how do we heal from that and heal from a lot of things, really. So it's, I shared this a little bit in a recent post, that there's, for me at least, what I experience, I often feel that that's what, the energy is also, that sort of energy is also in the collective. And I've been feeling some highs and lows, of course, being outside, like enjoying the beautiful summer that is here for us, the beautiful, blessings of the earth. We've been doing spending a lot of time outside, camping, being with friends, being with family. Yet there's also this, some ego stuff that can come up for us. And I've noticed, I've worked with some clients and heard of some other people who are really struggling, just not even wanting to be here, like not wanting to, do the work in terms of what it means to be alive. So some people are really, really suffering. And something that I'm just going to say real quick as a side note about that, often when we feel like, there's this, we kind of know at some level that these, the negative thoughts that may even tell us, like, why even bother? Like, just what's the point? Those types of defeatist, like wanting to give up sort of thoughts. That's not our higher self. That's not who we are. And when we can think of it that way, it's like, this is not us. This is the ego, but it actually can even be more than just, the ego. It can be attachments, other low vibrational energy that's not ours. And that can sound a little scary. It's kind of weird, like attachments to other people, but there's a lot of that, in the collective of fear. There's a lot of it's really fear. That's what's been going on for a while now. But even people who are, they're maybe not people, but energies that are disincarnate entities that look, they kind of, they're stuck in between worlds in limbo, and they kind of can latch on to any time we're in a low vibrational state, depression, anger, jealousy, fear, obviously. That sometimes those sort of energies can, not sometimes, oftentimes they can latch on. We can bring them in unconsciously, unaware, without our awareness. So what the one thing that I've been doing myself, because I have to be careful. I do a lot of intuitive work, as you know, and when I spend a lot of time, and a lot of us, the more we become intuitive, the more we become empathic. When we go out in crowds of people, spending a lot of time with people who are in a state of fear and anxiety doesn't mean we don't want to do that. We want to be there for them, but we also need to be careful to clear what isn't ours. And and that's one sort of attachment. The other one would be, people who've actually deceased and suicides for sure. There's sometimes if we prematurely break our soul contract and we're not sure if we're going to go to the light, if we think we're going to go to hell or something, that if that soul thinks that, they can get stuck in this limbo place and be lost. And so I've had that happen to me, actually, an attachment from somebody I was thinking about, who I read about, who had this somewhat of a connection with, who had ended their life prematurely, and I realized I had this attachment. I had to cut the cords. So anyway, what we can do, even if it's low vibrational energy you're picking up on, or if it's more intense than that, like an attachment, is to work with light, work with visualization. Imagine a really strong magnet pulling out, or a vacuum cleaner, like pulling out anything that's not yours. I did some work the other day in my visualization just on my own with high vibration, multidimensional beings, the Pleiadians, who I like to work with. There's Arcturians as well. You can work with Archangel Michael, Jesus. These are some of my favorites, to kind of really help heal and pull that stuff out. But I was working with this Pleiadian energy and just feeling like things being pulled out that weren't mine, that didn't belong. And then I imagine just light coming in to replace that, because we want to not be left with like holes, energetic holes in our body, but fill it up with light. Different colors, just kind of be guided to what feels right. And it's very important to do this regularly. And I was just talking with a friend today, not only just, that sort of, clearing, but just connection with our inner beings, like every day, like go inward, connect with that light, develop that. I'm sitting outside, but I'm starting to get bitten by mosquitoes. Develop that connection with your inner being. Feel that, just come, we're going to do some gratitude this evening. When you come into that place of gratitude, what happens is you're instantly raising your vibration. You're focusing on what you feel grateful for, what you're noticing things in your life that you are, that you feel, what you're noticing your blessings, you're noticing things that you feel lucky about. And when we do that, we start to shift our perspective from one of like worst case scenario, what if this, what if that, I can't, this will never, people might, just that sort of defeat. It can get even worse than that, right? The defeatist negative ego voice, to one of just focusing on the positive and looking at the other side of the coin, the other perspective. When I go in the Akashic Records, that's often, when I do readings for people, it's often what they show me, the masters show me, these light beings, is to show that person. It's all about our perspective. We can have a glass half full perspective, or we can have a glass half empty perspective. And often that's really what it's about. And that's how we're going to be moving into 5D, is, fifth dimensional way of being, of the new earth, of unity, of love, of healing. And it's there's going to be these, it may feel like there's two different realities of some people who see the world in a really sad, negative way. Everything's falling apart, we're going into the apocalypse. There's, it looks really bad on this, and that is because the 3D world is crumbling. And if we attach to it, if we give our power away, if we believe in these external things that define us as being worthy or being enough, then it can look bleak if we look at that from that perspective. But what we're being asked to do, and to move into 5D, is remove our attention from those broken systems, which are crumbling. They're broken, and they've been broken for a long time, and focus on the blessings in our life, focus on the beauty around us, focus on the blessings we get from friendships, or even from certain family members, and that shifts our perspective, brings us into higher states of consciousness, higher vibrational way of being, And that's how we enter more into living in the 5D and in living in the new earth. So it's sometimes I think we think like, I'm just gonna wake up one day and I'm gonna be in the new earth, you know? It's like, it's gonna be here. And you know, it's really not that way. It's in my belief, again, none of us, I don't really know, because I've never been in this time period before, maybe in some other alternate reality, but none of us really know what it's gonna be like or exactly how to move through this. And that's my friend that I had lunch with today. Actually, her name's Lisa Estabrook. She does Soulflower Oracle cards. She's very gifted. We were talking about how it's like a play by play, you know, guidebook, I guess, or like way of being, because it's like every moment, in every moment, we are being asked to say, okay, how can I respond in this moment to this situation? What is it? What feels right in my body? What is my heart asking me to do? What you know, it's through that feeling. That's our gateway. It's our of intuition. It's through our feelings. That's how we connect to our hearts. And then the next day, in another moment, in a similar situation, we might be guided to respond or to act in a completely different way, because we're moving into this. Some people talk about this, and I love this heart mind coherence, like being in coherence with our hearts, allowing our hearts to guide our decisions that we make with our minds. This is the way. This is the 5D way of being, and that's what I think a lot of us are practicing doing. Trusting that our needs will always be met, knowing that we're always supported. Trust is such a big one. And removing, this is another big one, removing our sense of feeling like we are enough, or we are be enough or worthy by being defined by others. We have to stop doing that. We have to stop giving our power away, or thinking that, you know, whether we're looking for somebody else to affirm us or to tell us that we're good, to make ourselves, to believe, to that, I'm not saying this very well, using other people's definitions of us to define our self-worth. That's what I'm trying to get at. That's what a lot of us, we've been taught to do. You know, you do well in school, you get an A. You don't do something well, or you go to, you know, you get a detention or something. Like, that's these external things that we've been taught. Man, I mean, public school, so damaging, right? We're all deprogramming ourselves. If your kid's in public school, that's probably their sole choice to learn from that experience, but there's probably going to be some deprogramming involved at some point. So anyway, so what I want to do this evening is just bring in some gratitude and help us raise our vibration. You know, I think sometimes we think, well, if I'm thinking negative thoughts, and my vibration's going to get low, and then I'm going to bring all these bad things into my life. And then we start to go in this downward spiral, like, oh, I have to always think positive. I have to always be feeling good. And if I'm not going to be ascending and moving into the 5D, you know, the fifth dimensional new earth. No. Like, that's not how it works. You know, in my view, it's, you know, it's a practice. Like, we can't always think positive as possible, and we can't always feel good, but as much as we can notice our feelings to guide us, and notice that if there's something, that a story, a belief, a habit, a thought pattern from childhood, from our past lives, that is coming up to be cleared. So, you know, we can't see. So we see this thing through our situations in our lives, that, you know, why does this pattern keep happening? Why do I keep getting these situations with people? And then we take that time through our mindfulness, through our quieting the mind practice, where you have the ability to do this. I see a pattern. How can I learn from this? Just saying, how can I learn from this experience, from what I'm noticing? And then just that opening, like, I want to learn. Please help me learn, to your higher self, to God, to divine guidance, angels, whatever you want. That starts to create the shifting. And then we start to, you know, we allow our feelings to be felt. We maybe write about them, release them, process them, talk about them, whatever, you know, creativity, moving the body, exercise, a lot of different ways to move energy in the form of emotions through our body. And then we're able to then move forward. So with these higher vibrational feelings like gratitude. All right, so, oops, I didn't see there are people waiting here. Okay, so let's let's do a meditation to kind of invoke some of this. So, all right, let's close our eyes and just take some deep inhales and slow exhales, just grounding into your body, connecting inward. Breathing in lots of air, expanding into your lungs, opening your heart, and then slowly exhaling out, letting go, releasing what doesn't belong, letting it flow out through your nose and mouth. On your last breath, really hold this breath in. Feel a beautiful expansion in your heart, and then slowly let it out. Let your shoulders drop, let your belly sink in, let your hands relax, your jaw relax. And then just breathe naturally. Just honoring the movement, the flow of breath, this life force keeping you alive. Honoring your body, honoring your spirit within this vessel that you've chosen. It's a very important time here on Earth. We're here, we volunteered to be here, to incarnate in this time to help shift consciousness. It's like walking through a jungle with a machete, cutting down the overgrowth. It's not easy. We are the way showers, we are the light workers, we are forging the way for our children, for future generations to follow. And as they say, the way out is in. When we're struggling in our lives, we may think that just making some external change, dyeing our hair, moving to a new place, doing something or getting something will help us feel better, when the answer is actually just searching within, uncovering a treasure that lies within us, that lies deep down, like behind our hearts, below our hearts, sweeping off the dust, sweeping off the debris, the cobwebs to uncover the beautiful gems and crystals of our true inner selves that has been buried maybe for lifetimes within us. So just take a moment to bring your awareness to these gems that are hidden within your light body. Maybe there's layers. Maybe you peel back the layers like peeling a banana to get down to what is here for you. And you can call upon some help. We're not meant to do this alone. Call upon divine sources of love to help you. I'm feeling the energy of Archangel Metatron right now, who I've worked with in the past few days. This is the tallest, one of the most powerful archangels, sits at the top of the tree of life. It's a watermelon green sort of color that he has. His role is to help us in our ascension, to help us activate our DNA strands, to help us move into the highest expressions of our fullest and highest selves, aligning our chakras. And so at this moment, allow this majestic, beautiful, powerful energy of Archangel Metatron to descend into your body. Maybe you feel this happening through Metatron's cube, which is a sacred geometrical pattern of triangles that flow, that rotates, that moves in and sinks in through your crown chakra and flows in slowly down through each of your chakras, aligning your chakras, balancing them, activating them if they've been dormant or if there's blockages. Feel this energy, this light, this pattern flowing through all the energy centers in your body. I release what is not mine. I let it go. Just saying these words, I release what is not mine. I let it go. Through every chakra, through every part of your body where there feels like there's a stuckness, a tightness, something that doesn't belong. Allow this cube, allow this light to clear that area. Feel it being pulled, removed, released, drawn out of your body completely. I release what is not mine. I let it go. Feel Metatron's cube activating your Merkaba, which is your light body. Feel it being purged, cleansed, reactivated, revitalized, rejuvenated. Allow any of the sludge or the debris, the blackness, the detritus that has accumulated in your light body to be pulled out, to be disposed of, burned away, sucked off into space, into a black hole. Just feel it being completely removed, released, resolved, and healed, transmuted from your awareness at every level of your mind, body, spirit, and soul, from this lifetime and all other lifetimes on this planet and all other planets, from this moment forward. It is done, it is done, it is done. And then allow the light to pour in, pouring in through the top of your head, through your crown chakra. Maybe it comes in through other places. Just this beautiful pink, lime green light. Maybe there's other colors, rainbow prism, crystalline shimmering light flowing in through every cell, into every pore of your body, like laser beams, just soaking this up like a sponge, absorbing this light. And with this light, we may invoke the intention, I am truly blessed. I walk as one with the light. I am truly blessed. I walk as one with the light. I am truly blessed. I walk as one with the light. Feel this light circulating through your body, Feel it spilling out through your hands and feet. Feel it moving out into the layers beyond your physical body, cleansing your aura. Like a river, it's washing through your cells, washing through your bloodstream, into your bones. Anything that is in the path of this light is just completely rinsed, clean, washed away. Just feeling this light like a waterfall just flooding through your body. Only space for light. And let's come into gratitude, just giving thanks for the blessings in your life. Just taking a moment to, let's put our hand, maybe put one hand on your heart, one hand on your solar plexus, which is right above your belly button. Or maybe it's below your belly button, the sacral area, whatever feels right. And just taking a moment to reflect on the blessings in your life, the clean air, your physical health, the fresh fruit and vegetables you put into your body, for those loved ones, friends in your life who you trust, even if it's just one person who you feel understand you, for those who are in your soul group walking this path, learning lessons with you, and even for those who challenge you, for the teachings, for the learning that you experience. And this person is a mirror for you. For the flowers, for the trees, for the creatures, the birds, the butterflies, the rabbits, the foxes, for being alive at this time. And sending these intentions of gratitude out to those who may not feel able to do this, who may not be listening to this right now. Asking their divine guides, asking their higher selves to help them feel this light, to help them feel this gratitude, to feel this high vibration at some level, to give them hope. If you want to bring your hands in prayer position to your heart center, you can do that, or just leave your hands wherever. Honoring yourself, honoring this space, honoring each other, honoring the divine sources of love who've been here with us, Archangel Metatron, all of the light we felt connected to the divine source of all that is, of God. See if you can smile. And then come back into your body, stretching out, moving your hands and feet, giving yourself a nice hug, bringing the light in, your energetic bubble a little bit closer to you now, and opening your eyes. Oh, it got dark. All right. So thank you all for being here. And yeah, I'm getting bitten. I hope that was helpful in some way. It's an interesting how I just love how these different beings come to us. I did a hypnotherapy session with Archangel Metatron just the other day for somebody, and I don't connect with Metatron a lot myself. I don't seek his energy out. It's more of a masculine energy, but he's coming in for all of us, and it's just really cool that it's here again. His energy, that Metatron energy, is here again. So Um, Feel free to do that as much, every day. I'd say do that a little bit. You don't have to do it as long as that, but just clearing it out, removing it, and removing whatever doesn't belong, and then bringing in light. It feels good, right? Don't you feel better? I do whenever I do that. So before I leave, I just want to do a little reminder. I'm just so excited that my book, Tools for the Awakening Soul, A Guide to Activate Your Intuition and Uncover Your Life's Purpose, is out. Actually, I don't, it's the pre-sale is going on, so it's coming out. I'm waiting for 500 printed copies to be delivered to my house in the next week. I have one, actually might even have it here. I'm ready to take it out of my bag. I think I took it out. Anyway, there's a lot in there that I'm really excited to share with you, and it's, I'm hoping you can add this to your spiritual toolkit. As how do we cope? How do we be in the new earth? How can we focus and operate on our highest and best selves in this crazy world? Well, it's all, not all, but a lot, everything that I do, that I've learned from working with clients, that I've learned from lots of different people over the years, is in there. Quieting the mind, clearing egos, a lot on that. A lot of writing reflections. There's different handouts and graphics. Developing intuition, working with different sources of higher guidance. I'm so glad you ordered it. That's awesome. And inner child work, taking action, clearing energy, like all the stuff, all the things. I'm probably forgetting a few things. Co-creating our lives with our future selves, law of attraction, law of resonance. So if you want to pick up a copy, I'll put a link in here. It's at soulfulworkconsulting.com. There's a few things for people who order it during this pre-sale period, which ends July 27th. I'm throwing in a free How to Communicate with Angels online course, which is a course I taught a few years ago, and I love working with angels, as you know. It's a way to kind of help really work with their energy, so you'll get that for free. You'll get to come to this other free, I'm calling it the Portal of Awakening book club workshop. It's on the Lions Gate on 8/8, a virtual workshop. I'll be talking about a few things in the book. We'll be moving through, do some work exercises together, meditation together. And then I'm doing a live book potluck party on August 14th at my house, but anybody who wants to come in person. So hopefully you can order your copy and join the pre-sale group, and you'll be getting it by 8/8. So, all right, that's all I got. Keep the course, stay in the light as much as you can, have faith. We are doing this shifting. We have to have patience. There's a lot of people who are still starting to awaken. They're moving through their own stuff. And so a lot of what we're doing is holding space for them as we clear our own stuff, right? We're still clearing our own stuff because we're doing it. We're shifting consciousness. It just takes longer than one might think. We've had a lot of programming to clear. All right. Many blessings. Thanks again. Take care, everybody. Bye.